What's good, family? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your boy TYT, and you're on OMG It's TYT. So today, I just kind of wanted to talk about why I collect. Right? Why do we collect? I mean, you got have all this. You gotta have space to have all this stuff, right? All right. So, man, you know, I really don't know how to answer this question. This statement. Okay, the other day I was hanging out with my woman, and she was just like, I don't know, I don't understand it. I don't understand why the whole collecting thing. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna make a video about it. And what's better than just to do it right here on OMG is TYT, right? So, man, as y'all already know, man, I collect records, CDs, and tapes. Okay, but then also I collect posters and stuff too, sneakers. You know, I don't collect shoes like I used to, like because I'm just not into all the hype of buying and not be able to get the new stuff, you know. So it is what it is, you know. Um, but um, I just think it's just the way that I am. It's the way that I am. It's the way I've always been since I was a kid. Like I have stuff that I've had since I was a little kid in my possession still right now today. Yes. So I don't know if it's like, you know, a lot of people like some people they'll call like collecting hoarding and stuff like that. But you know, I don't know if I'm like that bad where I would be considered a hoarder. But man, um, but before I get into any more of all of that, guys, man, first I have to say thank you guys for all the love and support because this channel has grown, you know, beyond my wildest imagination. Because just, you know, as a YouTube junkie as I am, you know, just watching different videos and stuff like that, there's really not as a channel out there that focuses on hip hop and R&B like that I do. So I was just like, why don't I just do it? You know, a few years back, you know, like I was just like, look, you know, anytime that I'm thinking, like have anything on my mind, ideas, anything, you know, if I'm really serious about it, then just do it. And that's kind of how I started this channel, just doing it because, you know, there was no other channel out there like this, the way that, you know, covering the stuff that I cover. So I appreciate all the love and support, y'all. Now, I mean, currently we're at 71 subscribers, but that's good with me. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm trying to build a community of people, you know, I could chat with in the comments about, you know, just different things as far as music goes or the topics that we talk about in these videos, you know. And so let me know down in the comments if y'all collect. Why do y'all collect? Why you collect? All right. So, basically, I just go back to my childhood, you know, when it comes to music and stuff like that. You know, as you know, back in the 70s and 80s, growing up, us as kids, I mean, many of our parents had like a record collection, you know, so it's not like a new thing, you know, they just didn't really, you know, have like this. I mean, my grandfather did, but you know, I just think that collecting's in my blood. Like my aunt, you know, like she has a huge like she has VHS tapes and CDs and you know records and pristine condition. So I just think it's in my blood too. But um, you know, when I get into something though, like I really get into it. You know, so that's you know I don't know if it's a psychological thing or it's just the way that it is. So, um, when I was a kid, you know, you know, you grow up and my dad, when my dad was home, because he worked a lot just like I do, you know, when he was home on the weekends and stuff like that, you know, like it was cleaning the house and playing records, you know, on my old record player that I have up there. Um, pardon my little neighbor interruption, but um, so you know, just seeing that, and then like I said, my aunts and stuff back in the days, like they would get together and they would have their little cases of 45s, and they would just sit there and play the singles and stuff, and dancing and dance and stuff. And then, as I started to get older, um, the first tape that I got was like it was either LL Cool J or the Fat Boys. Like my brother had LL Cool J and I had Fat Boys, or it was the other way around. But you know, so as I started getting older and stuff, I would accumulate tapes and stuff like that. You know, back in the day, like even if you didn't have the real tape, like you had a dub of stuff. So like I would have like dubs of different, you know, um, records and or albums and stuff like that. And when I got into high school, you know, I started to accumulate a lot of tapes, and a lot of them were bootlegs in the beginning until I learned and realized like how things went, and then just the quality and stuff. Like I'm just glad that I started going to the record store and buying the real tapes and stuff like this. And this was right around when I was in high school. So by the time that I got into college, I had like a decent tape collection. You know, I had a pretty good tape collection. You know, so like we had like these little shelves over our desk, and like it was full of tapes. You know, and then as I started like graduating out of high school and stuff like that, CDs started to become more popular. So my last tape that I bought was De La Soul, Stakes is High. It was either that or Tupac, the Hit 'Em Up, you know, the single, that Hit 'Em Up single. It was either that or the All Eyes on Me. But so it was either one of those, and of course all those came out in 1996. But I think it was De La Soul. But that was like out of all that was the one that I listened to the most. But so then, you know, I started, you know, building up a decent, you know, tape collection. And then when it came to CDs, like, you know, so let me kind of backtrack, because as I'm thinking about stuff, you know, it's coming to me. But you know, as a kid, you know, on my dad's side of the family, like my grandmother, you know, my dad is kind of like my grandmother. Like every time an album would come out, something new would come out, like they would have it. And like that's how my dad was growing up. And then, you know, of course, that's how we tended to be, especially the time when I got into college and had a job and was able to, you know, a record come out, you know, I would be at the store, be the first one to have it. You know, I have a Mobb Deep story from Hell on Earth. I mean, I will tell you guys that story one day about me picking up that album. But it was kind of like one of those situations where, you know, like, so they will release you know, new albums at midnight, and so we'd be lined up, you know, and stuff like that. So I would do things like that. So by the time I got out of college, I had a decent, you know, CD collection too, and of course I still had the tapes. And then you know, I started getting like CDs from Columbia House. So then that's when I started having a large a collection of CDs. So it's always been in me to collect, but never to this level. Okay, so you know, of course, like as I start after I left high school and college, um, you know, I got my parents' records. So You know, I had those. I was always excited, like when talking about my parents' records and stuff like, man, my mom, they got that, you know, on record. You know what I'm saying? So like, they had a decent amount of records still, like when I was grown. So I have have them over there, you know, on on my shelf over there. But um, so then, you know, through the years, I started having my kids and stuff like that, and you know, so like I had like a regular size shelf of CDs, but it never really filled it up. So you know, I just had one little regular shelf of CDs, and then uh, and then of course like the same tapes. You know, I really didn't pick up too many tapes, but then you know around that time, you know, a lot of the record stores was closing and stuff like that as my kids were, you know, from babies growing up and stuff like that. You know, and of course around like I wasn't buying nothing. Like when I was in college, I had like all type of shoes and stuff, not like as many as I have now, but like um you know, I had more than one pair of shoes type stuff. Um but then you know, like um we end up moving out here to Arizona, and then um, I started, I found the record stores again, guys, and I'm going into the record stores and I'm digging and I'm looking, you know, so that's how I started, you know, building my record collection, because like I didn't have like I didn't have a huge music collection and stuff like that. So it just kept growing and accumulating and growing. And I never was the type of dude that, well, I can't say never was, but um, I wasn't doing it to have a lot. But every time, you know, I'm in a record store, I see stuff. And then around that time, this was like 2014, like records weren't expensive like they are now. So like I would come home with like stacks of records for like, you know, $40, $50, you know. And I'm the type of person where like I'm not really buying the records from them being the best condition as long as they play. And you know, that's how I first started building my collection like that. So man, it just, I mean, so as far as the size go and how many records that I have, the goal was never to have a lot, you know, but that's just what it turned out to be. You know, I've slowed down through I mean, especially now, like even like when they used to have like dollar bins and stuff like that. I don't even know if they have. Well, this the one record store that I started going to still has the dollar bins, but it's never really nothing good in there like at all. Like I used to kill them dollar bins, and then you know, a lot of the other record stores that I go to, like the records and stuff, were a whole lot cheaper. Some of the people still remember me just sitting there, sitting on the milk crate on the floor, you know, digging through the bottom bins. You know, those were the ones that, you know, they weren't a dollar, but, you know, they were, you know, cheaper than the ones that they had on top. So, man, I mean, basically, I just, the feeling of having like a physical copy of something where I can just do this and be like, and then you can actually read the bag and see who was on there and stuff like that. I mean, having a physical copy is is I don't know, like I the, I just rather have that, you know, so than the ease of just turning on your iPod or whatever. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, like just tapes and stuff like that. You just going and opening the thing. I pick up Tony Braxton, like one of the tapes that I have a million of. So I know I haven't never opened that one. Hold on, these is tapes that I haven't even looked at or listened to. Okay, but you know, the liner notes and stuff inside of them and stuff. I wasn't ready for this video, y'all. I wasn't prepared, but I just wanted to touch on the subject of why I collect, man. You know, I don't know. I don't know. It's just in me. It's just in me. You know, and I'm just a collector at heart, guys. Like, it's not just music stuff, you know, like I was stating before. But, you know, let me know down in the comments, guys, if y'all collect, why? Why y'all collect? You know? I mean, and then it's nothing like the feeling of being like, oh, Ghostface? I got all his CDs. You know? I got all his CDs. I can just go right here. It's something about that feeling, you know, where you can just, like, I got them all, baby. I got them all. You know? Ooh, even that one. Even that one. Iron Man. You know, it's just something about that where I could just dig in the collection and show y'all what I got. You know what I'm saying? It's just something about that. It's just something about that, guys. You know, like just to be like, I got it. I think that, you know, Big Door Rehab. Remember the the burning the CDs? I gotta have that on CD. I got to. Yeah, I do. I got it. I got it. That was the first one I showed. It's just something about that, man. Just be able to reach in your collection, be like, I got that. I think that's like one of the best feelings to me, guys. I got that. I got that. You know. But that's why I collect. Thanks for checking me out, man. Just like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna holler at you on the next one. Audi 5000.